Gabby Logan, the well-known television presenter and former athlete, has opened up about a significant health development in her family that has prompted her to reflect deeply on her daughter's future in sports and overall well-being. Her 20-year-old daughter, Lois, a talented and dedicated showjumper, has recently been diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome, commonly referred to as PCOS. This condition, which affects a substantial number of women during their reproductive years, has brought both challenges and a surprising sense of clarity to the Logan household. PCOS is recognized as one of the leading hormonal disorders impacting women globally, with estimates suggesting it influences anywhere from 8 to 13% of those in their childbearing years. The syndrome arises from an imbalance in hormones, particularly elevated levels of androgens, often described as male-type hormones, and insulin. This can lead to a wide array of symptoms that vary in intensity from person to person. Common manifestations include irregular menstrual cycles or even complete absence of periods, unwanted excessive hair growth on the face and body, persistent acne, difficulties with weight management, and potential struggles with fertility later in life. Beyond these visible or immediate effects, PCOS often involves insulin resistance, which elevates the long-term risk of developing type 2 diabetes, heart-related issues, and other metabolic complications. In a candid discussion on her podcast, Gabby shared the news without hesitation, noting that Lois was comfortable with her speaking about it publicly. The diagnosis came after medical consultations, and during one specialist appointment, the doctor delivered advice that caught Gabby somewhat off guard but ultimately provided relief. The specialist explicitly cautioned against Lois engaging in extreme forms of athletic activity, particularly intense running or endurance events that push the body to its limits. This recommendation stemmed from concerns that such high-intensity pursuits could exacerbate certain aspects of PCOS, potentially by elevating stress hormones like cortisol, which might intensify symptoms in some individuals. Gabby recalled her immediate internal reaction with a touch of humor and honesty. She felt a wave of relief wash over her. For years, she had encouraged physical activity and shared athletic experiences with her children, but the specialist's words gave her permission to step back from pushing Lois into grueling challenges. She vividly remembered the moment. "I just went, yes." The comment highlighted a mother's protective instinct mixed with the exhaustion that can come from supporting ambitious family fitness goals. This shift in perspective ties back to a memorable mother-daughter achievement from the recent past. Gabby and Lois had teamed up to complete the London Landmarks half marathon together. For Gabby, a former Olympic-level rhythmic gymnast who represented Wales at the Commonwealth Games, returning to long-distance running after 2 decades was no small feat. She described the training regimen as mentally and physically demanding, involving rigorous preparation that sometimes meant late-night treadmill sessions in less than ideal conditions. The race itself became a bonding experience, with both women crossing the finish line side by side, filled with pride and accomplishment. Yet even during that celebratory period, Gabby admitted the toll it took. The preparation required fitting runs around her busy broadcasting schedule, including traveling for major sporting events. One anecdote she shared involved rushing back from covering rugby in Scotland, only to face darkness outside and resort to pounding out kilometers indoors on a treadmill, an experience she called truly mental. Despite the hardship, the shared journey with Lois nourished their relationship, reinforcing Gabby's belief that having a sense of purpose is vital for happiness, especially during midlife transitions. Now, with the PCOS diagnosis, those ambitions have been adjusted. Lois had expressed interest in tackling another half marathon alongside her mother, envisioning it as a continued tradition. However, she pragmatically suggested scaling back to shorter distances, like 5K runs, which would still allow them to enjoy exercise together without risking her health. Gabby expressed gratitude for this compromise, emphasizing how the original half marathon had been a beautiful, meaningful moment in their lives. Lois's primary passion lies in equestrian showjumping, a sport she has pursued with remarkable dedication since childhood. She began riding at the age of 8, falling in love with horses after the family relocated to their home in Buckinghamshire about a decade ago. Despite Gabby's initial hopes that Lois might follow a path in tennis, drawing on her own athletic background, Lois chose her own direction. She has joked with her mother about wishing for more encouragement in tennis, believing she could have excelled, but her heart clearly belongs to the equestrian world. By age 16, Lois had already qualified for the prestigious Horse of the Year show, a major milestone in British showjumping. She went on to secure victories in 2 classes at the British Showjumping National Championships a couple of years later, demonstrating her skill and commitment. More recently, she took part in the Markel Magnolia Cup at Goodwood, an event where showjumpers step into the role of jockeys for a charity race. Lois described the experience as intensely demanding, brutal, in her words, highlighting how it tested her athleticism in entirely new ways, even for someone already accustomed to competitive sports. As a geography student at Loughborough University, Lois balances academics with her riding career, showing discipline across multiple facets of life. Her twin brother Ruben has carved his own path in professional rugby, following in the footsteps of their father, Gabby Logan, a former Scotland international. The family dynamic reflects a household deeply rooted in sport, with Gabby and Kenny having welcomed the twins via IVF after their marriage.